Hello everybody, we are on the final evening of Collide Festival. I cannot believe it, we're already here. Amazing to see so many of you again that were here last night. We'll just wait 1 minute for everybody to join and then we are getting started. "30 more seconds and then we're going." Okay, let's go. Hello everybody and welcome to the final day of Collide 2021. It is madness. I cannot believe that the week has just flown by like this. Let me know in the chat what has been your favorite moment of the festival so far. I personally loved having to chat with Chloe last night. I think she was amazing, and also the battles were great and the workshops were also incredible. I think that this festival just highlights how incredible both past and present students of the UEL Dance Errand Practice course really are, so big up yourselves. And if you enjoyed last night, tonight we are back with a similar vibe. So as well as it being for Collide, this is also another element of the Blow Up project, which is funded by the UEL Access and Participation Fund. In March, students responded to a video audition call out and 12 students were selected to work with Tanaka and Kenrick Sunday on a new piece in the studio, this time in the university. Now, this project was COVID compliant and resulted in Interlock being produced and edited, and a big shout out to Tamar Lewis for the videography and the editing. Now, before we watch Interlock, of course, we have got Kenrick and Tanaka here with us tonight. So we're going to start with a Q&A, and then I'm going to open it up to all of you to ask them any questions, and we'll get through as many of them as we can. So you can start putting them into the chat now, and yeah, let's get going. So hi, Ken. Hi, Tanaka. How are you doing?
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello, hello. Very well.
And you lot are just too cool. You're just laid back. You lot, wow. I have some incredible questions to ask you, and I'm going to start with you, Ken. So can you tell me about your dance background and how did you get to where you are today?
Wow, that's a very loaded question.
I'll do the short version.
Short and sweet, but give us some good bits.
Yeah, my background is, if I'm honest, I wasn't into dance in any shape or form. I was into football, basketball, art and design, drama. So I went to Forest Gate Youth Centre. Those who know Forest Gate Youth Centre in Forest Gate, I went there and they were doing dancing upstairs. A guy named Cat B. He was my first teacher. So I told my brother Kelroy and my best friend Michael Santi, who co-runs the company, Boy Blue, that they're doing dance upstairs. And one day I went upstairs, I looked at what they were doing, I just kind of jumped in, had an opportunity to do a performance at Hackney Empire, and I did that performance and everything completely changed. So from there, we had our first group Matrix. From that, we then had Tricks, and everything started to come together. And then in 2001, Boy Blue started. We are East London based. Hey, East London, what you mad? Everywhere else is dead out here. So, yeah, from that, we then started doing some stuff at Theatre Royal Stratford East, Stratford Circus, Hackney Empire. We just became East London's finest. And from there, we then won an Olivier Award for the Best Production Affiliate Theatre for our production Pied Piper. From then, we moved on to becoming Associate Artist at the Barbican in 2009. From that, during all that time, doing commercial work, dancing for like, who's it? I forgot, Sugar Babes, Steek, Victoria Beckham. Started choreographing for like people like Rita Ora, Plan B. 2012, I was a part of the creative team for the Olympics opening ceremony. So yeah, now we're in a space where we are 20 years Boy Blue, and I've now been dancing for 24 3 years.
That is incredible, like insane. And Tanaka, I'm throwing the same question to you. Tell us dance background and how did you get to where you are today?
Wow. Well, I'm 23 years old, so obviously
No shade. No
I've been
shade.
alive. I've been alive as long as this guy's been doing Tondis. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I've been
I
alive.
just. Oh!
Yeah.
Wow!
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you talk up to the moment.
So yeah, so basically, my name is Tanaka. Obviously, for those that don't know me, I was born and raised in Zimbabwe in Africa. Came here when I was 11. No real sort of dance interest from early, like most people. I sort of had an inkling for that sort of culture of dance, and we sort of brought up within us anyway. Yeah, it was just sort of very much chill while I was at school. Never did anything really outside of school. And then when it came to about sort of about year 9ish, when you're about to choose your choices, etc. Then I started doing stuff to preoccupy myself, after school or whatever. And then I started getting into little bits and bobs, doing dance. And my first performance actually was at the Lowry in Manchester. And just little bits and bobs, things to bring us in. And then the more I was dancing there, then all of a sudden we're dancing with no shoes on, and we're edging towards contemporary. And then I danced for my GCSEs. And then contemporary was very much the base of my training and what I did, but everything was definitely in academia. From GCSE to A levels in Surrey as well. And then I finally auditioned for unis when I was 18. And then when all over the country and stuff, everything seemed kind of similar. And then I found obviously UEL, the course, urban practice, and it just sort of made so much sense to me in regards to keeping what I have already, adding towards it, and then doing more on top of that. And then UEL was home. That's where most of my training came in regards to the stars that I work with now. That's when I did a lot of my networking. A lot of the people that I know now and work with met through that. Then I started doing, then I auditioned for Boy Blue actually when we did the Collide project just like now. And then I auditioned then I was in the push program. And then since then I've been doing a lot of stuff for the company, from productions from Black, White, Grey, Rebel, Red, etc. And then also doing some more contemporary based stuff with Be Hybrid, and also with Spoken Movement and Just Us, etc. So it's just little bits that I've been doing as well during the same time, and also sort of touching base on a bit of commercial work and corporate stuff as well, from working with Anne-Marie, etc. Alaka Harley, and just doing, what the self-employed life is like, but very much a much smaller Bible in comparison.
No, but it's still
really good.
Still incredible. It's still good. And as you say, 23, and you've done all of that. It's amazing. So good. Ken, I have a question. What advice would you give to new graduates that are like starting on their own, wanting to start their own company, or wanting to pursue a career within choreography or performance? What would be your advice?
My advice right now is to just make sure you have the patience, the tolerance, and the resilience. It is, especially with what we've been going through, you need those 3 key things, and you need to, I would say, be honest with yourself. Is this something that you want to do? You have to be honest with yourself and use those 3 key things to push through. This is not about microwave. You can't just put it into 1, 2 microwave rice thing and then pop, bing, bang, start eating. It's soul food. You got to cook this thing properly. You got to put the right spices, marinate. Don't put too much salt, but don't put too little. You know what I mean? It's a journey. And like, who are you in this? Who are you? Who do you want to be? What's your legacy? Like, do you want to be someone that just goes in and out, or do you want to be someone who will be renowned for what they've done and what they've pushed themselves through? And who's your people around you as well? You know what I mean? Who are the people that are gonna support you and help you take yourself to the next level, but at the same time not relying on others to do that for you? You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely patience, resilience, and tolerance in this field, because it's not easy. There's loads of dancers around. There's loads of performers. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of companies. So how do you make yourself cut above the rest? And how do you trend set as opposed to following the trend?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, Tanaka, you graduated from UL. So what would your advice be for graduates that are, I guess, wanting to pursue a career performing within a company like yourself, or any other tips for auditions like post-pandemic? Because things have changed, things are going to change. So what would your advice be to them?
I think it kind of links in as well with what Ken said. I think the first thing is like, what's your why in that sense? Why do you want to get involved? Because it's not the easiest road. If you're driven by one thing, there's usually other means to getting there. So I think it's definitely the first thing is defining why you want to be in this field, first of all. Once you have that, then the drive is kind of instinctive and it should just come out of you in that sense. Because if you care about what you're trying to do, then it just makes sense in that sense. But in regards to advice post-pandemic, I think it's in regards to being proactive, in regards to, you know, taking care of yourself, first of all, but also finding out how can I maintain myself past everything that's going on. I know the world is changing in regards to even the way that auditions are going. And I know a lot more things are going to be digital, you know, now, because it saves people money, etc. And it's just about knowing all of these little things that are going to keep you sustainable within what the scene is now, because it is going to be ever changing. But I think the main piece of advice, even if we weren't considering the fact of the pandemic, is just that you need to want it, first of all, because I do feel like your energy and your work ethic speaks for you before you do. You can talk the talk, but when it comes to actually walking the walk, not a lot of people like it. So I think the very first thing is just to know where you're at, know if you want it, and if you're willing to put in the hard work for it when it isn't so glamorous, when it isn't what's considered success on social media or on TV, etc. But just within yourself, know what you want, and then as soon as you start going for it, just make your hard work do the talking, really, and just be proactive in going about it, really.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. And Ken, obviously you've worked with the UEL Dance Collective over the past 6 years on 4 different pieces. So what have you taken from those experiences? This question comes from the level 5 students themselves, and they're kind of interested in also knowing if whilst working with the collective, this has helped your own choreographic development.
Yeah, for me, every time I teach, I learn. Every time I create, I reflect and evaluate on the way in which I make work. And for me, with UEL, I mean, one is University of East London, so I got a lot of love for them. Big up, you know, big up Carla, them, Joe, them, Rob, Sarah, all the gang, bang, bang, all day, every day, East London. So, you know what I mean, there's a soft spot there already. But for me, the course itself and the drive of the course is something that I'm very interested in. I'm very passionate about what we do. I'm very passionate about the street dance scene and the culture and the energy. So, you know, sometimes I just want to come to the UEL just because, you know what I mean, just to see what's going on. I'm interested. I'm not one of these cats that want to start cussing and say, oh, your students are rubbish, and then don't do nothing about it. I'm not saying UEL students are rubbish. Don't worry about that. That's not what I'm saying. But you know them ones there. I don't want to mention no names, but you know them ones there that people are cussing places and saying your students are dead out, but then not actually coming and doing workshops and sessions and all those different things. So for me as a practitioner, a movementician, it is imperative for me to get involved, not only just in the arts, but also in the education. So UEL have given me, like, I've been very honored to come in and have those opportunities to test myself as a teacher, as a choreographer, and work with different students, different people. Sometimes it's not just about working with professionals, it's about working with those who want to go to a professional level and give them the experience of professional work. So it's been very interesting. At one time I did till end with them. I saw some of them get gray hairs from doing that. they were burning from that. We made some other we did one for Move It as well. That went down really well. And I can't remember, we did the other one, Your Year, the military one that had different styles. So, you know what I mean? It helps, it keeps me going. It helps me to be creative. And like I said, because of the way I notate, there's opportunity to look at how I've done it with the students and maybe take it to another university or another college or somewhere else and say, this is what I've done here. Let's see what you guys are saying with this. Do you know what I mean? So it enables me every time I teach to create the blueprints for the journey, the legacy, and what next to build on top of. So it's been really good. And even this time round has been very interesting as well.
No, amazing. And Tanaka, you've been involved in several UEL Dance Collective performances yourself. So when you were a student at UEL, what were the shifts and changes in yourself from this experience as an artist, like to being a performer and now a choreographer alongside Ken for Interlock?
Yeah, no, it's it's definitely crazy. I think every time I come back to the building in general, or the institution, or whenever I come back to UL, it's always a weird, nostalgic, surreal feeling in that sense. But yeah, I think in retrospect, that's now that I think about it, Chloe, I worked with Chloe actually while we were at uni and after uni. Same thing with Brian Gillespie, same thing with you as well. And I think it's basically a testimony to what I said earlier about how you sort of present yourself in that situation when you are as a dancer, as a student, and putting yourself in that situation. Because for the most part, if you're not from these sort of areas, I actually missed Talenda for the first time because I didn't know. So I wasn't in the know, and I had like 3 jobs or whatever. I had to do what I had to do. So I went to a shift instead, and then I watched the performance of Talenda, and I was like, okay, when's this coming back round again? Because we need to like have a conversation. And then already something shifted, and then I made sure that when the opportunity came, that I presented myself in the right way, and that I just took it with both hands. And I was new to the whole urban style anyway, to hip hop styles, so I say. And it's just a matter of getting there and enjoying it, taking what you can, and knowing that these are people that are in the industry right now that could be potentially looking for people to work with after. So it's definitely that. To me, I was just grateful to be able to take advantage of everything that the course and the university had to offer in that space. And to come back now as a choreographer in that sense, it's again still crazy, but it's again another testimony to how much the course feeds you and what it does teach you. There is so much you can do with all these sort of different modules that you get, and it's up to you, like I said, in regards to the proactivity that's within you. But in regards to resources, you have it. Then while I was back, one of the main things that I realized is that most of the stuff that I was using, yes, you see some of these things in the scene while people do it subconsciously, but you were given it on paper, and that goes to on so many different levels, not just in a practical way of working, but also behind the scenes. And I know people that have gone to this institution and done like a dance course like this one, and then ended up working for the BBC behind the cameras. Therefore, again, it just goes to show that the resources are there. It's just how you approach it and how you utilize them in the working world, basically.
And I'd just like to add the way that Tanaka approached this. I said it already to him, but I just said thank you, because his approach was very, very professional. Just being on it with regards to just 1, timekeeping, 2, having his notes ready, 3, the level of respect that the students had for him. That was one of the major things. They were listening. They were on it. They were focused, and he was the one who made the room like that. It wasn't a Kenrick thing. I think sometimes people think, oh, Ken's coming in the room, people start getting scared and start sweating and things. But it wasn't even that. It was already, as I came in the room, they were on it. So from a leadership point of view, from a student or from a follower to a leader, Tanaka has definitely shown that, like when you're talking about testimony, very, very proud of him in the sense of him taking on that role and having the empathy as a student to then be a good leader in that space. And one time I sat back and I took a picture of me. You didn't even notice. I didn't even give it to you. I just took a picture of the way you was just like, so yeah, you need to be here, you need to do this. And you can see the students going, okay, cool. And they're going off and they're just doing their thing. Do you know what I mean? For me, I literally just come in and kind of go, okay, we need to make sure this is here, that is here. So for me, I had the opportunity to take more of a artistic director, curator role as opposed to choreography. I just literally gave more direction this time, whereas usually I would choreography, notate, run it, everything. Whereas I came in, choreography was already done. Okay, cool. So I need you to do this now, and it was done. It was very, very sufficient.
Yes, Tanaka. Yes. Oh, that's wicked. That's so good, and I think a lot of people will take note from what you both just said there. That's amazing. Okay, last question from me before we open the floor. This is to both of you, so you can both answer one. Did the idea of not having a live audience impact your choreographic choices? And if so, what in particular?
That's interesting. I would actually, for me, I'm going to say yes. the first very obvious thing, I mean, you will see as well, is the fact that it wasn't a premium arts front-facing type situation. So that in itself made it a new experience in that sense. And we had to think about more than just one thing. And I definitely think the direction in that sense, you will see how much it made sense in that, but it also influences the way that you choreograph and create so that it moves in a particular way. So I think it's just definitely that. Of course, the fact that we could record it is different. Therefore, the way that you approach certain things is different to a stage, because really just needs to be a block, a chunk is done, you take it on stage and you deliver. If you don't, that's it. We had the opportunity to definitely see how we can make it work. And if something wasn't working, give the direction, and the collaboration between myself, Ken, and Tamara as well, of just working the space with the dancers as well. And I think we did a really, it was a nice collaborative process in that sense. But I'd say that's the main thing that for me was a shift without the audience.
No, amazing. Amazing. Do you want to add anything, Ken, or?
Boy, that was very thorough, isn't it? That answer was,
yeah, literally.
Someone just puts a blackjack down and now you're like, pick up 5. I think, but I think at the same time though, for me, when it comes to filming dance, we've been playing with a lot of that, during this time. Anytime we've had an opportunity to get back into a space, we've been working it. So my relationship with Tamar, he's filmed quite a lot of our stuff during the autumn last year. So already there was a relationship in that sense. And then Tanaka as well, our relationship in the sense of what I do and then what he does. Everything, like what he said, was very seamless. And it was very supportive in that space. It was like, okay, Tanaka, we might need to shift this. And it just got dealt with. Tamar, you need to really move this. And it was, how do we get the feeling of being in the space? I think with the way it was filmed, is how do we work the space as opposed to it just being flat?
Yeah. No, wicked. Okay, cool. I'm going to open it up now. Let me see what is in the chat. Anyone, please do pop any questions that you have for these two in the chat, and I will try and get all of them answered. So first one, well, this is more of a comment. Sarah Lee's so proud of you, Tanaka.
You got Sarah Lee. Yes, man. No, I appreciate that. Love.
She also does have a question for you, Ken. And this is not a question either. But she said, your comment about teaching and learning is so true. Students and graduates are, for me, my best teachers. Okay, question. What would you like your legacy to be? And it doesn't say who to, so I guess either of you answer. But if anyone does have a question specifically for someone, then pop their name, just so I know.
Wow. I definitely think, because I think you're in this space anyway, as a person and as an artist, etc. I think you're definitely in that space right now. But for me, because I'm definitely in the early stages of what I'm doing. I definitely don't think of what I've done or what I am doing as even close to being in the middle of what I'm doing. So for me, because I do like, I attach myself to work that I care about a lot of the time. If I can help it, I'll attach myself to work that I care about. And therefore, it's just basically about being attached to work that's usually a political statement for something. That's usually what I see, and what I see my journey, even when I look back, what seems to be happening. There's a sort of pattern in regards to that. And I feel like it affects the way that I deliver as well, if I do have a connection to what I'm involved in. So for me, I think it's a very, very lighthearted and broad way of answering that question. But for me, it's just about being attached to work that is a political comment in some way about something.
Yeah, wicked.
Again, a good answer. Wow. Like I said, Boy Blue's been around for 20 years now. And we're still trying to find a way of celebrating that. Do you know what I mean? But this whole pandemic thing is just killing us, man. But it's about, the next 20 years. And the next 20 years is not going to be about me and Mikey, if the truth be told. Yes, we are the co-artistic directors, but it's about the next generation of artists, the next artistic directors, the next choreographers, the next dancers, the next legends and successors who are going to push the scene and keep it strong and have a UK energy about it. That for me is definitely very, very important. And for me, all I want to do is be able to just leave the blueprints in safe hands, and also, you know, have some form of resource for people. You know what I mean? This is not Bible, this is application. It's just a point of view, it's just a perspective. So the more in which I can give my wisdom and my knowledge and my experiences out, the better. I'm not someone who will just hold it to myself. I want to push it. I tell people this is where it's from. You know what I mean? Because being around for this long and seeing the scene change and transform, like, you know, it's been a while. You know what I mean? Me and Carla used to dance together one time. So, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's legacy is very important. Education is very important, and just the love for what we do is very important.
No, amazing. Um, Tanaka, Carla wants to know if you still want to be a lecturer. Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah, so I mean, wow. So yes, definitely. I think a lifetime goal of mine is to be, you know, in the kind of space that, you know, the lecturers and the senior members of the board in this chat are doing and contributing towards the university itself, urban dance, for example, just being in an education, in a higher education point of view would be like amazing for me, and specializing again in Black studies and things of that sort. But I've realized that if it was up to me, actually, to sort of make it easier, if it was up to me and I never met this guy and I never sort of fully invested myself physically and as a dancer, I probably would have done my master's by now, and I probably would have been hinting towards my PhD. But because
You blaming me? You blaming me?
Yes, I am.
Oh
but,
man.
So the fact that, you know, I was doing my degree, and like I said, my whole journey's been through academia anyway, and I definitely do have a spot for that. And I feel like as a lifetime achievement, that's where I would love for my work to lead me towards. But I'm not gonna fight the flow, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to not be so regiment and realize that if this is where things are going, let's fully invest in that sense. And then once the time is right to do what I need to do, I will do so wholeheartedly. So the answer to that is yes, I do. Your colleague soon.
Exactly.
Wow.
No, I love it, energy. So what are you both going to be working on over the next year?
He's going to take ages, so I'm going to answer quickly.
Yeah.
So right now I'm actually currently working with Just Us Dance Theatre with Joseph Tunga on Born to Protest. So we're actually touring this year, and we're going to be traveling pretty much until the end of this year for the most part. And that's kind of my biggest commitment at the moment. But apart from that, I will still be teaching at the, you know, school that I teach at, the dance school that I teach at on weekends. And of course, this life, you'll be in and out, and there's things that are penciled consistently and will be rubbed out, etc. But the biggest thing, and this is a shameless plug as well, so, you know, I'll invoice them.
Go for it.
But yeah, so I will be doing Born to Protest, and it's going to be traveling in quite a few locations, and if and when, again, it will be anywhere and everywhere that I can post it.
Nice. Wow.
I'm happy you got work. If I'm honest, the year I couldn't tell you. I just know that we need to just try and get back into the studios and have fun and just dance. That's what I'm in right now. We've just got back into Spotlight, which we do our regular Sunday sessions. And I've just said to them, the next 3 months is about just dancing and have fun. Let's just enjoy what we do. We've been locked up, man, and just need to get back in. I know people have, you know, social anxiety, so let's just get people comfortable to be back in the space. No, I'm not regimental Ken fives. No, we just have fun. I might do a couple of mad puzzles and all that kind of stuff, but other than that, let's just have fun. Of late, we've been working on a training program with some of the performers just to get them back into a space of confidence, empowerment, training, education, and just looking at our workforce to see who's about it, who's around, and who's on it. I think the rest of this year, if work comes, cool. If it doesn't come, cool. Let's just be present. Let's just be as happy as we can in what we do, and let's enjoy it and have fun. That's how I see it for the rest of the year.
No, definitely. I love this next question. How does the dance sector need to evolve?
Big question.
I love that. As soon as I saw that come in, I was.
Big question. Big question.
It's massive.
It's okay. It needs to personally, it needs to reflect back on there's something that Tanaka said on the why. Why do you do what you do? And that's one of the major things I've been questioning myself for like the whole year since we've been locked down. Why do I enjoy this? So it's about going back into yourself in order to know how to evolve. I think everyone needs to take themselves as a case study your work, study what you've been doing, look at your common denominators and how you have to look at yourself and how you're going to evolve. I think then another challenge that in order for us to evolve is that we, as much as we're going into this digital space and all this social media, but certain people need to stop trying to come and tell me about, oh, I want a TikTok thing. I ain't got no time for no TikTok. The only TikTok is the TikTok in my clock. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. Seriously, that's one of my pet hates, because what's happening is that I love the fact that, and I'm going to be raw with it, I love the fact that TikTok has enabled people to dance and enjoy themselves. But when you've got commercial and corporate people come to you saying they want a TikTok thing, for me, that feels like a disrespect to the years of hard work that we have been put in. So when you see all these filters of people doing this animation thing, and then they slow it down and then they make themselves look, some of us, Skills will know, Joe will know, anyone in that, it takes time to work on that. When you're holding a 2-liter bottle of water in your hand and you're going gang, contract, and then someone could go filter, and it's just like, cool. So I might as well just go filter. Nah, I'm not on that. So for us to evolve, stop, and this is not a word, but English language got too many words. Stop cheapalizing the situation. Stop cheapalizing. Like, let's go for quality work. You know what I mean? Yes, we've got all these challenges here, there, and everywhere. Challenge yourself. Put something out that is yours, that is your uniqueness. We can follow this routine and this person. Come out, man. I'm about the battle style, man. You know, if you're good, I want to be better. And let's push that. That's how we're going to evolve. But right now, everyone's like, I know my lane. I stay in my lane. Like, boring. It's boring. And plus, like I said, but that's just my rant, sorry. But we need to get through this situation. Have fun. We need to get through this situation first. And we need to push it. I think we need to get some more money into the arts. We need to get some more money. Sorry, but we need to get some more. We've got people that want to express themselves and they may not have that investment. But if there's even more money that we can try and push into this. I think Tanaka should definitely go up to be Mayor of London. I think that will help.
You've got my vote.
You know what I mean? In the next lecturer, but then go to Mayor of London. You know, Tanaka Bingwa. What do you mean? It has a ring. It has a ring. Bingwa. Mayor Bingwa. It has a ring. If he goes for Mayor of London, he can make some changes. We can have some more outdoor areas that we can have some, dance festivals and performances, instead of these things that are stopping us from going through the road and they're telling us it's going to help us with traffic. You're making traffic.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's how we evolve. That's how we evolve. Mayor Bingwa, I will vote for you. Come on. I will vote for you.
I love it. Yes.
Wow.
I'm ready for that, Tanaka. So please make it happen. Thank you so much. So we've got a question, which is, this is for both of you. What advice would you give me to achieve as a dancer and being more creative in the industry?
For me, I think, because a lot of people sort of overestimate sort of like where things sort of started for me, I think, in a sense, apart from, the contemporary that I did while I was in academia, and then I came to UEL, there's not much else out of that, until I actually did start to go out on my own way. So in that sense, I think when you think about your own development as a dancer, the only thing you can do, especially physically, is just, take your class, train, foundations, all of that sort of stuff, make yourself as well-rounded as possible. That's the first thing I think that no one can take away from you as well. No matter what changes, if you have your own set skill and your unique selling point and you feel like you've defined yourself as a mover and you're capable and you're independent in that sense, then not a lot of people can take that away from you. In regards to being more creative, it's just sort of, again, just being fruitful in your own space and not being led by what's going on outside. It's very easy to jump on the TikTok. I'm still not on TikTok, and I'm very proud of that, by the way. And I will remain until I can't work without TikTok. I will not go on that stuff. I waste enough time as it is.
I'll be watching you though. I'll be watching.
I know you will as well.
On there. Let me catch you on there.
So I think it's just being true to yourself in your own sort of artistry and having time to water that plant that's not influenced by what's going on the outside, and just being of course feeding yourself on what you feel like you need to do in order to just be able to work, but also having that time to grow as an artist, really.
Mayor Bingwa. Come on.
Amazing. Okay, last question. We do have some more, but unfortunately we are running out of time. So last one. If you could bring an artist back from any other realm, who would it be and why? Just one.
Say that again.
If you could bring any artist back from any other realm, who would it be and why? So if you could bring an artist back.
And you said realm. You didn't even say like age or like a dancer. You said realm.
Yeah, I got confused. When you said realm, I just thought of Mortal Kombat. Like, I just thought of realm. I was like, what kind of portals are you working with? Portal realm. Oh, mate. Wow.
I would. I'd bring back Jack. Jack was not finished.
Oh my gosh.
Jack was not done.
I don't think there's a better answer to that question. Sorry, Ken, if you had one, but I don't think there's a better answer to the question.
No.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Thank you so much, both of you, for speaking to me. Fly for Jack.
Hey, come on.
All day, every day. Woo! And on that note, I am going to introduce into as always, everybody, please click on the link in the chat if you do have any problems with the streaming, and tag us on social media as well if you do post anything. Okay, let's watch it. I think we're all going to watch it together. Oh, and turn your cameras off so that we can all just really focus on the video. Amazing. That was absolutely incredible. Like, Tanaka, huge congratulations on that piece. It was like, I love it. And I'm sure, wow, people are going off in the chat, so I know that they loved it as well.
Thank you. Now they did really, really well, and it was actually quite a lot of artistic license in regards to the motifs and the ways that they auditioned. So we used some of the stuff actually from their audition tapes and trying to find how we can incorporate them and their own sort of influencing as it came from their experiences from lockdown. So yeah, no, like I keep saying, it was a great collaborative process, and I'm very happy with it.
My cat's nosy.
Hello, Stella. Bye, Stella.
No, just to add on that, they did really, really well. They did really, really, really well. 3 days that was put together, and we filmed on the 4th day. And what they submitted, we watched it, and there's a lot of value. Like, people are coming on this course with a mindset. The first year's mindset. The second year, there's a mindset. The third year's a mindset. So if you're one of them students that wasn't involved, we would have brought you in, the more the merrier, man. But either way, those who were there, yeah, thank you again. It was a great experience. And we did it around Easter time, innit? Yeah, they did so well. I got them all Easter eggs.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm so happy. I was like, wow, okay, cool. For lunch, gonna go get some Easter eggs. Easter. Yeah, man. Come on.
I love that. Thank you both so much for obviously joining us this evening. You have both been incredible. It's been so lovely chatting to you. And what a way to end Collide. Honestly, I cannot believe that we are at the end of the festival. The week has just flown by, and everyone obviously watching on the school, we really hope that you've enjoyed yourself. Hats off to everybody who's watched the full week. And I do have to say a massive shout out to this year's #1 Collide fan, Tansy Speed, who has attended every single event, every talk, and every single performance. So Tansy, big up yourself. We see you. That is what we love to see. Now, before we do say goodbye for the final time, let's have a little bit of a catch up on how the week has gone so far. Collide 2021. Wow, what a week that it has been. Do you want to know what we've been up to? Well, I'd rather show you than tell you, so check this out.
Collide 2021 has been two things for me. It's been the fantastic work that we've seen the last week, from student work to graduate work, workshops, the Q&As with our guest speakers, the final year choreographers, and how slick and how incredible that work has been. But it's also been, for me, the culmination of a year's worth of work from our level 5 students. They have co-produced this festival. They have each been tasked with an event to put on. They have worked with their groups and learned everything from marketing and branding to project management to budgeting to sending out VIP invitations to having to have meetings at 10 p.m. at night, and really kind of undertaking a very real world task and applying all their learning in this one festival. And it's been absolutely brilliant, and I can't thank the students enough for the work that they've done on this. Really well done.
Collide Festival was full of creativity, passion, fun, and hugely informative.
Collide 2021 was for me a melting pot of creativity, from the student and graduate choreography to the performances to the dance workshops, battles and collective work, as well as everything that was going on behind the scenes to make the festival happen. And it all culminated in what the Dance Urban Practice programme does best, and that is to in my opinion, to develop multi-skilled students who are resilient and adaptable for many different areas of employment within the creative industry sector and beyond.
I would say Collide was fresh, current and innovative, and like we're all doing in this industry, we were trying to get a seamless blend between the virtual and the physical spaces, and I think that the festival has done that quite well, and especially being a student-led festival, it's exceeded expectations, and yeah, really proud of what it's achieved.
I just want to say it has been so incredible hosting Collide Festival this year. Thank you so much to the UEL Dance Urban Practice degree team for having me on board as a graduate from the course myself. It's been so nice to come back and watch what the current students have been working on. You've all done so amazing. I hope that you're super proud of yourselves, because you really should be.
So Collide was unexpected. The reason why I use that word is because it's just turned out so much better than we expected, despite the circumstances. The events have just run so smoothly, and the groups have just worked so hard.
Collide Festival 2021 was creative, it was inspiring, it was inventive, thought-provoking, fantastic. I want to say a massive thank you to all the staff and students of the Dance Urban degree course at UEL. This year has been quite a weird one. As a programme leader, I usually get to see and have the pleasure of how all the modules and the projects are designed and delivered, and how the students take on board the lessons and create really wonderful assessment work. This year hasn't been any different in that respect, but students have had to dig down deep and tap into their skills of resilience, empathy, understanding, kindness.
I would like to thank our Collide project leaders, Laura Robinson and Robert Nicholson, who have supported me and others during this term when organising the festival. Both have given us their full attention, often working past their working hours. Without them, we wouldn't be able to create such a successful Collide festival. I would also like to thank Dennis George, our producer and editor, who has worked with us intensively this past couple of weeks.
A huge thank you to all of the students, colleagues and to everyone who attended this festival as an audience member, and see you all next year for Collide 2022.
I would like to actually say thank you to everyone, all my fellow students, level 5 students who's taken part in trying to make this festival a success, all the technicians, all the hard work that's gone in behind the scenes, especially Dennis for editing all the footage, Tia for hosting. I could go on and on about who I'm thankful for and grateful for a successful Collide 2021 Digital Festival.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my amazing colleagues in the dance team, all of our fantastic, talented and brilliant students, and all of the performers in all of the various events, all of the choreographers, our technicians, absolutely everybody that has put in their hard work and commitment into making every single part of this happen, all our external collaborators and industry guests, and for all of our amazing audience who have come and supported so many of our events through the week. So massive thank you to everybody involved in Collide 2021.
A massive thank you to the dance team at UEL. I mean, these people are phenomenal. And without them by my side, my role as a program leader would be absolutely, like, I couldn't even describe it. But knowing that they're beside me and pushing forward as well, it just gives me a real boost to, you know, show up. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to the visiting lecturers on the course. I've had to write them down so I don't forget anyone. Deline Gordon, Clara Bajado, Fred Folks, Andrea Queens, Barry Shizar, Sananda Biswas, Bigar Sansan, Sita Patel and Kamala Devam, Kareen Godu, who is a UEL Dance Urban Practice alumni and was lecturing on the program as well, and that like fills me with pride. Amari Carter, Freddie Apoko Ade, who is now the CEO of Dance Umbrella. Yes. Guests, Luke Lentes, Chloe Dean, Kenrick Sandy, and the alumni that have come back also, as well as Corinne, to help out. Tanaka Bingwa, Tia Denton, who has been the most amazing host for Collide this year. I think, you know, BBC, ITV, watch out. And the person who's editing all this, Dennis George, our digital producer, he's been great to work with. And also, I can't forget the tech team. They've just been such a great support throughout this whole process, so thank you. And Natalie Garrett Brown, the head of department, and Simon Robertshaw, the dean. And then the people that I call my ride or dies: Dr. Joe Reed, Dr. Laura Robinson, Robert Nicholson, Dr. Sarah Lee Castellin, and Dr. Claudia Brizzale. Thank you so much. We're continually pushing and striving for a better program, and I want to thank you in that part. And a massive thank you to the audience for supporting and for always, you know, showing up. It's been really great to see. I mean, for this, you know, digital platform, it's been really great to see faces on screens and really putting names and making those links to students' parents or people, you know, friends coming to support. So that's been a really great pleasure. And I wish and hope you all the best, students, level 6 students in particular, who are leaving, graduating to, you know, pursue an artistic career. I wish you the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at graduation. For level 5s, a massive thank you for all the support throughout Collide. It's just been phenomenal. final projects, the battles, the other projects going on. Thank you so much for putting your heart and soul into those. And the level 4s, I mean, this is like a baptism of fire for your first year at UEL. And I think that you grabbed it by the horns and you've really, really dug deep and pushed yourselves. And I want to say thank you for trusting us to nurture your artistic voice in this year. Look forward to seeing you all again soon.
How incredible. I can't believe all of that happened in 1 week. It's absolutely nuts. All that's even left for me to say, again, leading on from Carla, is just a final thank you to everyone on the UEL Dance Urban Practice team, the performers, the choreographers, and finally, all of you for coming and showing your support online. You are all amazing and it has just been so fabulous.
Hold up, Tia. Hold up, Tia. Now, we have to make sure that we give you your dues. Like, seriously, Tia, what you have done this week is, I want to swear, but I'm not going to, is amazing. Like, to see you up there and to be holding your own, and you are a UEL Dance Urban Practice alumni. It's been great. Like, girl, seriously.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having me as well. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Can we all show our appreciation? Like, look at that. Like, your skills. You have skills, sister.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I want to say from the whole dance team, from the whole Collide team, we have so appreciated you, you know, driving this week through. I do have to say though, I am missing your red lipstick today.
I know what's going on. I don't know. I'm sorry. It will be back, you know. It will be back.
It will be back because, you know, that was like my ray of sunshine with that red lipstick. Yeah, so we have to say a massive thank you to you because you've actually taken the script, you've taken everything and you've brought it to life. To you know, you've given it the Tia stamp. And I have to say, the next person that comes on board, trust, they're going to have a hard time. I'm banging my desk. Yeah. One thing I do want to say, because within that video at the end, when I was longing out the thank yous, I knew that there was going to be someone, hopefully, that was going to be here today to say a massive thank you. Two people, to Frankie Johnson, who has been amazing in the battles module, and to my sis, Skittles, because it's her birthday today. Can we sing happy birthday? No, not the sad happy birthday. No, not that one. Can we sing happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. So, Skittles, love you, girl. Yes, so to end that, just to say a massive well done to everyone, and just to say I'm like brimming with pride to say that I am a program leader for the Dance Urban Practice degree course at UEL, and that I have such a like phenomenal team of people that strive and push with me. Yes, Dennis.
Yes, Dennis.
Please.
Can I just say, Dennis thought that the program was a joke when he first looked at it. He thought it was a joke. And then, Dennis?
Yeah, that was a joke. Because the website had looked dodgy. So when I see the website, I was like, this got to be fake.
But then you came and we were all real. So then
yeah.
All right. thank you very much, Tia, and I'll let you wrap up.
Yeah, no, amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you once again for having me. It has been so incredible. And the last thing for me to say is, of course, everyone, please continue to spread the word about the fantastic work that happens on the Dance Urban Practice Programme. And we look forward to seeing you this time next year in person in a theatre for Collide 2022. And that is all. Enjoy your evenings. It's Friday. Do what you can. I know it's not a lot.
Hey.
And enjoy. See you all later.
Well done, everyone.